builders in the area. As you know, I'm going to be rolling out a
Hello, you guys. Is the sound okay? Can you guys hear me? TCA, I was hoping you wouldn't quit. I waited about 15, 20 minutes, and I thought I don't want to leave people waiting too long. And then I told them I'm waiting on my friends live, and I told them your name and stuff because people were asking, well, who's still live? I don't see anyone. But anyways, yeah, happy you guys are here. Hello, Scallum. A for Advocate, True Crime Analyst, Farmer, Broken Justice, Punksy, Shalima, His Sally, My Jack. Hey, Debbie. How are you feeling, Debbie? Hey, Vicky. True Crime and Coffee, 7 of us, St. Elmo's Fire. How are you guys? Oh, I'm glad it sounds good. And I have my headphones so I don't have to mute while we play it, and it just makes things a lot easier. Oh, thank you. I don't usually stream at this time, but yeah, I'm anxious to see how that changes things. Hey, Heidi. Like if it's the same people that come in, I hope so. And always hope for new people. So anyways, we're going to finish the interview that Cher did with Benny, which I really loved. I think she did a really great job. Hey, Izzy. I have a full house of stomach bug. No way. Me and Bentley have had stomach issues, and someone in my friend's life just now, another friend of ours, was having a stomach bug, and I hear it's going around. I hope you feel better. I hope your whole house feels better. Yeah, she has an awesome channel. True Crime Analyst, awesome person. Getting started with YouTube, and I keep trying to tell her how good she is. Hey, Tia, holy moly. Farmer, thank you. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Really, really sweet. Okay. Let's pull up this video. Hopefully my kids will be good. They're in there laying down watching their things, eating popsicles. No, you're the best. You guys, I have the best chat on the tubes too. All of you guys are, and you specifically. Hey Bella, hey Mandy. Ooh, welcome Mandy. We're just hanging out, gonna watch the rest of Shares Live we started the other day. Oh wait, you've probably been on my channel, just not caught a live. So cool. Happy that you're here. I already have it pulled up. Let me go ahead and she is. You're an amazing person too, Broken Justice. Tia, this whole chat, for real. So many awesome people in here. Tia, Farmer, Punksy. I could go. Hold on, I'm gonna keep going. Cause no, actually, I'm not. I'm gonna name all of you guys. I don't want to do that. All of you guys are included. Let's see. Thank you, Melissa. I know this is late. Queen of Hearts. I loved the first part. I thought it said a lot. Now, I don't know exactly where we left off. I tried to pull it up close. So once it gets playing for a minute, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Mystic. Okay, let me see. I'm going to play it. I don't have to mute.
To bring up that video, I'd like to ask you the same as Benny. If two things actually.
Can you guys hear that? Because I have really good headphones on, and I can hear it really good. But
how are you different now from your experience in this all?
Let me know what you guys think.
15th? I'm not even quite sure how Benny puts it in words, to be completely honest with you. It was very, very, very heavy being up there, and then it was even heavier trying to continue to hold your composure through the whole thing. And then when the lies just got to be enough, it was like, you know what, I'm just done. And it's almost like you feel that immediate urge to have to purge yourself of just everything and get it off your chest so that you don't.
Now, I think we did kind of maybe end right around here. I will say I've always thought about what it would be like to meet these folks. I've really wanted to do that because I think that when you're in person with someone, you can just tell so much more. It's just so different. Even just someone's like energy, the way that it feels in the room with that person can tell you so much. And have you guys ever been around people who would literally suck you dry, like just, and I think I did touch on that too, but in case you weren't here, I'm curious because I've been around people who just completely take it out of me. Hey, Melinda. Did we find out about the basement and the shed? No, nothing's for certain. You can't hear very good? Okay. Let me turn it up louder. Whoa.
Absolutely. So toxic. It's like being septic. And then
you find somebody and cry on their shoulder after a night of being there or after a day of being there. Like, seriously.
For sure. Yeah. And then being there a week is just profound. It's insane.
So yeah, I'm going to skip forward just a little bit. Yeah, I guess it is hearsay, and I think we got to keep that in mind about any of this. Yeah, these people, all of them, had direct communication and relationships with Dawn and Candace. They can tell us a lot about that. I mean, in the first part, we had Benny tell us, he was there when police came and the police treated them like shit. He said that that's what made him like kind of question them at that point, because he already questioned them once before, like to himself, but that's the next time where he really realized he thought they might be guilty. The police treated them like they were already guilty. They just couldn't prove it. But, so we could take a lot out of this is my point. We can get a lot from this, but we also have to remember all of it's hearsay. You know what I mean? Unless we directly witness something ourselves and we can testify about that in court. The rest, it is. So, and I think the only point of that is would this hold up in a court? Would some of these things hold up in court? That's when we have to talk about hearsay and stuff. We're kind of just talking about people's personalities, what's going on around them, how are they behaving? Because we're wanting Benny to tell us, you know, his experience with them. Same with Cher, and same with, I think her name was Shannon. So yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I got caught up in a situation with Voldemort where I almost shot the man.
Oh,
with her
thank
gun.
you, Yanni.
It was just like the things that were happening while you're there on the
Wait,
ground.
I
It's
want to,
like,
I just,
this is the way it is all the time. Like, holy cow, like my life is very benign.
thank you, Yanni. Thank you so much. So appreciate that. It is a good interview. Absolutely. Yep. I know exactly what you mean. With all due respect, I step back. It's messy and not my job. Oh, I think that's, yeah. Hey, talking with loose lips. I'm happy you're here. Here's another person who's had direct, I love Cher too. Another person who's had direct contact with them and can tell us a lot about especially Candace's behavior. Oh, awesome. Yes. Yeah, I'm like asking you in comments and I cannot get back to them because I've had a lot going on this week and I've had so many freaking comments over a bunch of the things that have happened this week and like the different lives and stuff. And yeah, so I keep losing where you respond. I'll ask you and then I can't find it to like see. So I'm glad that you're here. Yeah. And glad you're here just to hear your perspective.
Right. But going and seeing all of that, it was like nonstop. It just never stopped. Just something always moving. And it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wow.
And actually Shannon went there twice. So she has even more things to talk about. But Shannon, would you feel comfortable talking about the scenario when you were there in January?
Okay,
Sure.
so we've heard this
specifics
too.
that you
Now,
wanna
how
know?
did Shannon meet them?
The opiate bottle.
Do you guys know?
Mhm.
Never did we hear anything about the opioid.
I don't want, please do not bring up
Website.
Okay, this is
And was
more
telling me,
like where we left
you
off.
know, that's kind
Shannon.
yeah.
I'm curious. I wonder how she was like introduced to the Wells.
That was me.
Yeah.
You poor
Yep.
girl. So the important things that she was chatting with you, right? So can I ask you then, Shannon, how often did you hear about her wanting to find Summer and her missing Summer and her children, compared to attention seeking of women or men? Because she's talked to me about women, but yeah, what would you say the scale is on her concern for children, a missing daughter, and then attention from, let's say, men and new attention?
You know, that's kind of a fine line. It's kind of muddy only because of, you know, we would talk about the rumors that were on YouTube. So that would then bring up, you know, discussions about men that were alleged she was interested in. But as far as directly from her, you know, she would call me continuously and cry about that, you know, Benny doesn't feel the same way about me as I feel about him.
Whoa. Am I muted? No. Okay. First let me say, Yanni, you super chatted again. Thank you. Thank you so much. I missed that totally. And I definitely don't want to miss it. I like to say, I want to talk to you guys and do that and tell you myself like this. Thank you. Not just my mods or whatever. And if I ever miss it, you guys definitely let me know, which Lynn will let me know because I definitely don't ever want to do that. the second thing I was going to say is, wow. So she was always talking about different men she was interested in on the internet, and Benny, and how he's not interested in her the same way. Whoa. Because I also there's a ton of things about what she said. Because I also talked to Shannon while she talked to Candace. Ooh, okay. Well, when you come on, they got a hotel room together. Oh, okay. Ooh. And Candace was interested in him. Hey, did Candace tell you Candace fell in love with Benny later on, way after he left? Okay. That's what I was about to ask you. Yeah, it is. There's a ton of drama associated with this. And I think that's part of the reason that people get hooked on it. Not for me. For me, I think it's the mystery. It's like this beautiful little girl. And, you know, of course, you want to help her, save her, whatever draws you into the case initially. Then you have, it's such a mystery. I mean, and it's like, I don't know.
You know, and then it was shortly before we fell out that she was talking to me about, she was on a dating website, and was telling me about a couple of the guys that she was talking to. We talked several times, mostly initiated by myself, about the kids. You know, I would ask her, okay, what else needs to be done to get the boys back? Well, I don't know. They keep giving me different lists. Most of the time, though, I gotta be honest, though, most of the time she was more worried about Benny, and what he was doing and why he wasn't, you know, calling her back or texting her back. And I mean, I've got text messages from her. We talked mostly on video chat on Facebook, but I've got Facebook messages where she's like, you know, why do I love this asshole and things like that. You know.
Whoa. Oh my God. And why do I love this asshole? As in Benny? I like AB. You know, I've not watched him a lot. I've seen, I think, one of his streams. And I'm typically not a person that watches one stream from someone and gets hooked. It happens occasionally. Hey, LFT, we are finishing this interview from the other day. It happens occasionally, but I'm not, it's not really usually. I have to like watch somebody a few times to really, and I really start to like them. I've always followed BK. When Benny and Candace were in the pool at Dr. Phil is when I noticed Candace had a crush. I don't know. Just got this feeling. Turns out I was right. Turns out a lot of people were right, because I've heard heard that quite a lot for a while. And you could tell, I mean, it's very obvious because she got this like schoolgirl, silly, like whole persona going on.
You know, she would call me crying. She'd already be drunk, and Donnie was downstairs sleeping. And matter of fact, that was actually a huge point of contention between her and Don, because there was so much speculation going around on YouTube that she had already messed around with Benny.
Oh, I hope you feel better,
which
LFT.
I know didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that Benny.
I think we saw that.
You know, and I mean, even if it wasn't for the circumstances, and Benny and I have talked about this in great length. Even if it wasn't for the circumstances of her having a missing child, that's definitely two different leagues.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I don't want to pick on anybody's foundation. I don't want to pick on anybody the way they live, but that's definitely not. I don't know what Benny's type is, but I would bet money that it would never be somebody
Mexican.
Yeah,
Mexican. He likes the Mexicans.
I see.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, everyone has a flavor, but what I thought was really
pass along
how much further we had to be close to here.
Message.
Still interesting to hear it all again. Like hear it.
You know, for whatever reason, I was drawn to it, and I really just wanted to talk to Candace and Don. And I don't know why, because that's so out of my normal realm.
I put out they did things
Yeah,
and this
I mean,
happened.
this thing is
It's
completely out of
crazy.
my
That was a
comfortability
big
zone, for sure.
problem with her and Dawn, though, right? I started
I'm telling
on
you, once this
Sharon
case is
BK
over,
work together.
I don't know that I ever want to see. I think I'm probably going to remove the YouTube app off my iPad, off my phone. It's just like, you know, you touch the hot stove and it burns. You're not going to touch it again.
That's right, and it never really goes away. That's the thing. It's like once you've visited the guts of this thing, you can't ever really get out of it. You know what I mean? And so I want it
it
to be
changes
over.
you for sure.
Yeah, I want it to be over for Summer's sake, just as badly as for my own. Like it's.
Geez, not me. I'd way rather. I don't know. I just never looked at it like that. My story is here with these guys behind the scenes, and 2 to 3 months prior that no one else has. I don't know what you mean. 2 or 3 months prior to what? My story is here with these guys. Me and 2 others were the only ones talking to Candace. So was it you, Shannon, and one other person? Who cares if he was an IV user? Where did that come from? Oh, yeah, I don't want to talk about that anyways. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to focus on that. I really don't want to focus on even Cher, who I adore. I don't want to even focus on her. I'm just kind of focused on their experience, not them as people, for the sake of the chat and stuff. Because the other day when we did this, a few people had to be blocked because they would not respect the fact that Cher is my friend, and I don't want anybody in here bashing her. I don't want any, but honestly, even if you're not my friend, I don't want anybody in here bashing you at all. So, okay, my story starts in October. Benny's and Shannon's don't start until December. Ooh. Loose lips. She is going. Yeah, we talked. She's coming on. Hey, Nene. No, they didn't do it. They canceled it. Actually, that's the reason why I decided, like, if they would have went tonight, I wouldn't have done this. But they were supposed to go on tonight. Yeah, this story. Absolutely. Yeah. I understand. It's okay. And I don't think I like Barb a lot. And I don't think she meant well. And I'm also in recovery, and I used to be an IV user. Yeah. So I didn't take it anyway. I just think it wouldn't really be fair to even discuss that. And even if he was, like, it to me, well, I guess if I thought for sure he was doing something, he's not. You can tell by his behavior. But let's say that he was. Because when people are using IV meth, dude, they are jacked completely up, and there is no denying it. I mean, you can totally tell. They'll be acting bizarre. At least I could tell. But if someone was like that, I probably wouldn't trust anything they said. And I can actually think right now, I can think of a YouTuber that sort of acts like that. I'm not going to say who it is, but yeah. Twice about offing Dawn. Even more interesting at night. I'm trying to be a little bit quiet. 7 years, 5 days ago. That's awesome. Congrats. And hey, congrats, Gallum, to you too. I'm proud of you. I don't know how long, but regardless. Did he do drugs with the Wells? I don't think so, because he's calling Dawn out for doing what he's done. Yeah, you can tell totally. If you've been there, it's crazy, because if you've been there, you can definitely tell. I think people who haven't been there can tell, because I swear when I was using, I would go and take one Xanax and come back, and my dad would be like, "What'd you take? You sound different." Like, people can tell if they're observant. No, it's okay, Barb. I didn't take, like I said, I didn't take offense to it. I like you, and you're in here chatting all the time. I just think, Thank you, Royal Blue. So appreciate that and love and respect for you. Okay, let's keep listening. I got him like a fish. 8 years off H and 2 off methadone. Awesome. Proud of you. I think you mean methadone. 8 years. It's crazy. That's a long time. 7 and 8 years. Those are shoots. I remember when getting through 5 minutes was a accomplishment. You know what I mean?
It's insane. True crime queen. I don't want to answer. Can I answer her question, Mr. Mark?
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't see it.
She said, Benny and panel, what shocked you all the most while dealing with Don and Candace?
The dysfunctionality.
Normalization. Yeah. It killed me to wake up in the morning and hear that Don had DV'd his wife online, or to find out police came, and or to find out there had been a DV that didn't happen online, but I was made aware of it. And it's like I'm looking around at the private investigators and at Tim and and everybody, and I'm like, we're gonna accept this?
Benny, can I tell them about the conversation you and I had when I contacted you in a panic that night?
Xanax talk. Yep, I agree.
It
can be hard.
In bed. Of course, I'm on the East Coast, so it's like right now it's only 10:01 at my time.
You got this under your scars.
I get this really late night phone call. So Grandma Candace usually goes to bed about 6, 7 o'clock. She gets up like clockwork at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she takes a nap in the afternoon. Now, this is sad because I know this woman's schedule. Okay. Yeah. But so I get a phone call, and I want to say, Benny, wasn't it around 11 o'clock or 10:30 or something my time? And I think you're an hour behind me or something.
Yeah, it was late.
Ooh.
So I get this random phone call, and it come up as Grandma Candace in my phone. And
so
I'm like,
Dawn
what the hell's
was
going
mad
on?
over
Oh my God.
Benny.
So I answer it, and she says, she'll call you back in a minute. What? So then I hear Candace in the background. I said, is everything okay? And she said, it will be. And I hear Candace in the background, and she said, yes, sir. And I heard like a radio key up, like a police radio. And I'm like, okay. So a little while later, Candace calls me, tells me what happened. I texted Benny, and that was around the same time that it came out that Mary had said that Summer was in the septic tank. So I'm freaking out. And I thought the cops were at the house because of that. And I tried calling Benny.
Oh my God. Whew. Hold on a minute though. Let me talk about something for a minute. Oh wow. Queen of Hearts. I'm going to respond to my chat. And I want to talk about chat opinions. I just don't want to talk about accusing people of being on drugs and stuff. It's, it's simple. I keep it respectful over here. We're not going to bash anybody, including Dawn, Candace, anybody. Now we're going to call them out and question, the things that need to be called out and questioned. Don't get me wrong, but we gotta at least be decent. Okay. That's just, it's important to me. Yeah. So Barb, Loose Lips, actually, congratulations, Pink Dahlia. Loose Lips is actually okay, so she has a YouTube channel. You guys should go over there and subscribe. But she also became friends with Candace and was friends with her for a long time, several months. And yeah, she's come out and kind of, I like when she talks. Thank you, Johnny. She's come out and kind of told her story. I guess bashing is a relative term. No, I don't think you were bashing anyways. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we don't allow bashing here. We don't allow, and then those kind of things like that. I just don't want to offend other people who are in recovery and that kind of stuff. So I want to be careful about certain things. That's all. But I don't think you were bashing, Barb. I just never wanted my story to be worth money. Friends, yeah. Yeah. They were, she's going to be on soon. And you'll get to to hear her story. Well, they're not friends now. Her story belongs to Summer Moon. There you go. It's just telling the truth. You know, I think BK says at some point that Candace tried to point to Dawn. Earlier, CDT and ATS News were talking about how Candace focused the whole day was, so maybe she's trying to shift the focus. Well, I mean, she is trying to kind of think about it. Now we have the nap coming into play, right? That's distancing, things like that. So, did you ever get any clues on what happened this summer?
Benny, he didn't answer. I texted him and I said, Benny, it's all a lie. There's no way. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, Benny, I'm telling you, it's a lie. There's no way she's in there. He said, I don't know what you're talking about, but I know what's going on. And I said, well, what the hell's going on? And he said, supposedly Don choked Candace. He said, but I don't think it happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what people don't realize, and what people don't realize is that there was a lot of things that we knew behind the scenes that we didn't want to go with because we didn't feel at that point that it was anybody's business.
Mm-hmm.
And matter of fact, we didn't feel like it was our business, really. You know, and then the PIs being dragged into it in places that they should have been, being asked to bring pizza, being asked to come move furniture. It was a whole lot of excess shit that had nothing to do with Summer or the boys. And I got talking to Benny about it and I said, you really don't think it happened? So then we would collaborate and then I would reach back out to Candace and he'd reach back out to Don. And that's where our stories are different in the way of he got really wrapped up with Don until Don went to jail. And that's when Candace really started reaching out to him more. And then I was really close with Candace. So we would bounce things off of each other quite a lot. But yeah, it was a very, very weird roller coaster.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I didn't get as close as y'all did, but what I went through was more than enough. So, I mean,
I was getting
that.
And it's Cher really had she mainly connected and spoke with Dawn. So let's see. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Got a nap today. Love to see that, but I would. Well, I don't even know, Barb. I believe that Loose Lips is just putting Summer first. And when Benny and Shannon were there, Dawn took off on a crack binge. They never dealt with Dawn. I'm trying to understand. They spoke daily, all day long, every day for months. So I have a lot of friends I've not met in person from YouTube that I speak to privately off of YouTube every day, all day. And I feel closer to them than friends I've met in real life because we communicate just as, if not more often. We see each other. We video. I don't know. I don't think that. Yeah, see? Woofy. Lynn, Pink Dahlia, a lot. Yeah, all of my closest friends. It's I don't know. I wouldn't call it acquaintances because I think that acquaintances is when you begin talking. Acquaintances when you begin talking, and that can be you don't have to meet in person. You can just have talk a lot online and get just as close. You know what I mean? I went to her with questions. I text her. She texted me. Yeah, and friend was my word anyway. So, but still, they talked all the time. Yeah, there doesn't have to be a label. I love you, Pink. Let's not argue. I'm not doing that. I just want to please don't argue with each other. Let's just watch the video and talk about it. I don't you can disagree, but just please let's not argue and let's move on. No, yeah, I get it all the time. I'm sorry. I feel like I've known you for a decade, Allie. It's okay, Alex. You're part of my inner monologue. We married and everything. What if Dawn and Candace was fighting and Candace shot her gun off to stop the fighting but accidentally shot Summer? Brainstorming. Possible, but you would think there would be, they'd have to clean up. I don't know if when they searched they went through with luminol. Do you know that? Talking with Loose Lips? I live telling it and clearing things up. Yeah, I bet it's probably taken over. No, I'm new to the cast of characters. Okay, well, that's okay. Questions are okay. And genuine questions, as long as we can, be kind to each other. No real guns there. Oh, really? No blood found. They never made it a crime scene. I know, but that's what I mean. So sometimes if they don't find blood and when they're doing their search, they'll still spray luminol and just to see if anything shows up. But apparently they took the oldest son's clothes. I saw that. Wow. I don't even know what to think about that. Touch is good for the soul. You're right, buddy. You are right about that.
100 death threats a day.
Get some oxytocin.
I bet.
From
Wow.
from Tennessee numbers.
Wow.
And then there was the scenario where Don and Candace is when Don.
Have you gotten death
his
threats?
vendor,
Loose Lips?
One of them.
He was trying to, chase her down with the car and stuff. And then Voldemort shows up with a carload of people and, and it's in the middle of the night. And you're like, oh God, this is not going to be good.
Wait, did Cher not know that by the look on her face when you said that Don tried to chase her down with the car?
I didn't
Did you
know
not
that.
I've
part.
never heard
You
that.
didn't know that? Oh,
There
yeah.
was a situation when they say that, though. Remember when Dawn called us at 11 o'clock at night? We were in bed.
You guys weren't
"Bitch is
talking at this
lying."
point.
We weren't talking at this point?
No.
Okay. There was one time.
This was about the same time that you and Benny stopped talking.
Okay. Well, Dawn was still in contact with
Oh,
with
well, that
me.
wasn't surprising.
No, he was in
either.
contact with everybody.
Yeah.
That was his problem.
He couldn't
Well, he
go.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
He was.
He
Not
couldn't
so much
go.
lately.
What was the
No.
longest? 2 weeks was the longest that he would.
Part
go
of me
without talking
wonders.
to me.
Part of me wonders if Don almost felt like he had a bunch of he was the popular person and not necessarily the popular person, but he had a bunch of people reaching out trying to talk to him, a bunch of women. True crime. My YouTube channel is 92% females that watch typically. My TikTok is about almost identical numbers. So that shows you that it's a lot of women. And they were reaching out to him and stuff. I'm curious about that. I think that's really interesting because he was all over social media. Not only that, he was in everybody's messages and on all talking to all these women on the phone, and he was making all these crazy freaking posts, and he just couldn't stop. The attention, I don't know, weird.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
one
he
day he
wanted
actually
to-
blamed Benny. He was like, Benny says I can't talk to you. And I
No,
was
they
like,
were blaming each other. They were blaming
Okay.
each other. Candace would say it was Benny. Donnie would say it was Benny. And then they'd go back. So she would blame things on Benny, and then she'd go talk to Benny. Donnie would
Yeah.
blame things on Benny and then go talk to Benny.
Right.
Yeah,
It was
that's
so dysfunctional,
Wow.
so
typical.
toxic.
She does have a
Well,
channel.
He'd
Yep.
go get in his car and chase after her and say he's only going to run her over 3 or 4 times. And I looked at Benny and I'm like, yeah,
And
something
you
needs
know-
to stop this.
We had just got done having a conversation in the house when they stepped out. He got to screaming. I was like, look here, if he touches that woman, I'm about to do that man something bad in his own house. And so I stepped out with him, and he
Do
it
you
wasn't
think
my
that's
place
part
to
of
be
why
there.
Candace-
They were having their deal, but because I know
Do
how
you
it
think
is.
that's part of why Candace had this attraction to Benny? That he was kind of standing up for her in a sense of, if there's any more domestic violence, I'm gonna have a problem with it, that kind of thing. I do. I think that would definitely, that could make her feel safe and kind of, I don't know. I hope you had an awesome day, Punksy. You're in an open relationship with all these true crime women in your head, totally not in your head. Yep. No, she's just joking, Johnny. I don't know if she makes money or not. I think that's a fair question. Although I think if she does make money, that's not a bad thing either. I think one, I think that she may just gain people who really like her and want to support her and stuff. And two, depending on like the level of work that she's putting into it and research, and think about it, like even the people who write about stuff in the newspaper and like magazines and different things, write articles online. Maybe they go on they work for the news. Just because that's their job and they earn money doing it doesn't necessarily mean anything, because a lot of people get into stuff and they don't earn any money for a long, long time. And then, they get into it because they love it. And then maybe they're good at it. Maybe people just like them. Maybe they're really smart, good at research, maybe, whatever reason, and they grow. I don't know. That's just how I look at it. Now, it's different if you're exploiting people for money. Really, Barb? I don't know. I think there's a difference if you're exploiting people for money, like being like I don't know, having Candace on your channel, like throwing up and all drunk and stuff, and knowing that she's not in her right mind, and still like being all right with sharing that and posting that and stuff like that. But like if you're, I don't know. That's just kind of how I look at it. And also, depending on, I don't know. I don't know what you mean is wrong. Which part's wrong about it? You're right, Broken Justice. I do spend a lot of time. That's because I really am very interested in it and love it. And I talked about true crime for a long time before my channels were ever monetized. My channel and my TikTok, before either was ever monetized. Now, I didn't have a personal relationship with anyone, but I don't think that excludes you from being able to report on stuff. You know what I mean? I think that there's a difference. If you're exploiting people, being dishonest, making things more like salacious and like doing dishonest things like that, then that's wrong. But that's just my opinion. Everyone has different values. That stuff with her being ill was horrible to hear. It was. Now, I didn't know it was that bad. So someone told me we should, she was on here last night. Let's go watch it. So I went while I was live and went to the channel. And then like once it played for a minute, I didn't even feel comfortable playing it. And if it would have been my channel that happened on, I would take it down, because you're just encouraging people to do that too, to play it. And regardless, although Candace is shady, she's got a lot of things that make her look shady. Well, it's kind of like an undercover thing that she did. You know what I mean, Barb? I believe she went into it just to get information. And, I don't know. You thought it was fake, really? I don't know. Maybe. Could be, because she's a good actress. That other recording. But like I was going to say, regardless if they look shady, whatever, we don't know what police have. And when it comes down to brass tacks, she's the mother of a missing child. Hey, Wicked West. Now I'm going to finish listening to this. And I think that it's important to be, oh no, I'm so sorry, true crime analyst. I think it's important to remember that. And me and actually True Crime Analyst had this conversation today. And then she was kind of chatting about it on her channel, but let's keep listening. Sorry to take it sideways for a minute.
He's going to put his hands on her, like, you know, just standing there. As they progressed, I moved with him. And it was like, I'm not going to let this man put his hands on her. And I'm not going to let her.
You know, she liked that.
Either, you know, and
that was the night he shoved her into the doorway and she had her blood clots came loose.
Yeah. That night.
Wow. Wow, you guys. Now, okay, you guys. Okay. I just don't even know what to say. I really don't want to hear anyone talking shit about Benny or Shannon or people that were there now. To be able to actually, like, you guys had to act like this is normal life. Like that this is ordinary. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we had to normalize, and even Sharon and Mark, we all of us here, all four of us, we had to normalize the nastiest parts of life in order to try to keep, like, anytime you heard something that you couldn't stomach in your life, you could walk away. But when you walk away because of that, you're walking away from summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I know from private conversations.
That reminds me of like being on drugs. You normalize like nastiness.
And I know, just like you know, what we were battling with. And I know it was a battle for you. You're like, I don't want to walk away from summer. But I don't know how much more of this I can take. And you kept telling me, like, no, I'm like, I knew how long you were doing it for summer. I want to bring this up now because I want to know how you guys felt. And I bet, so watching videos for you guys both, is it give you guys like PTSD to even see the area now?
No, not for me.
There's the only thing I can't watch is Summer swinging on her swing where she does the wee thing.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to think, like, if you were a YouTuber and you maybe were having a parent of a missing, because you're going to work directly with missing people's families sometimes. I did it more on TikTok because I would have like specific people reaching out to me asking me to make videos about their loved one. But I'm just trying to think, if you build a relationship with someone that's the parent of like a missing person, a missing child, how do you break it off? Like in this circumstance, you know, I don't know. It would be kind of,
the only thing for me is like when I see the house, my mind immediately shoots to inside the house, and then I start dealing with the bugs in the house in my head and dealing with, you know, just rowdy dishes and animals and fleas. And I, you know, that's when I look at the house, I'm thrust inside and see that stuff. But like when I look at Candace and stuff, I don't even feel pity. I feel angry when I see her.
Angry.
I feel
resentment.
I feel vengeful.
Yep.
Like, because she's not helping herself, she's not helping the kids. Like,
it's not so much she's not helping. We all build a wall, and we get done and go home at the end of the day. And then Candace and Don, they come on the clock and they start bringing it back down. Yeah. They actually are taking away.
Wow, what an interesting way to put that, right?
Being, they are destructive.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, like that is
What
It's
a
the
clever
like
way
people
to put that, though, right? Because it's true. They are destructive. They've done nothing to help. They've not used the resources that have been provided to them, including bigger, mainstream media, but also YouTubers. I mean, yes, they've went on YouTube, but have they used it for Summer? Have they got on? Has Candace got on? Is she getting on YouTube, bringing awareness to Summer? Is she doing the interviews, like bringing awareness to Summer? And I don't know. I just don't think that she is. And I think that then playing the pranks on YouTubers and stuff, you have this platform that could really actually be very beneficial into finding your baby if she was abducted. But maybe you know where she's at. I don't know.
like, oh no, he's doing this
Don't
and doing
know.
that. Like, you think he's not going to search. And in my opinion, it's because he's going to do something way more nefarious. Right? It's the exact opposite.
I just met Shannon this evening. I've heard her over the last couple of weeks. I've seen clips and stuff. Shannon, would you mind introducing yourself and kind of how did you get into the madness here in the Summer Walls case?
You?
Me? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it was my own doing. I had actually reached out to you and had you email Dawn or let Dawn know. I had emailed you and have you let Dawn know that I was reaching out to them.
So many, but
well,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wicked
And
West.
then I was the one that said I was up there in January, and that when the flare went off over Molly and them's heads, and we couldn't.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
there's so many people. I lose track of who is who, and then sometimes the email name is different than the YouTube name, and I'm just like,
yeah, I bet. Well, so I got involved because, I didn't know that there was an ugly underbelly to YouTube. I thought it was just for, you want to look up a song or, my husband learned how to
make grilled
change the
cheese
clutch in his motorcycle by YouTube, and I was following the condo collapse in Florida. And that was a pretty hefty, very emotional thing for me because I don't know. People tell me I'm an empath. I don't know what that all entails. I don't want to be anything like that, but
empath.
No, you do. An empath is good, and Benny is an empath. I am an empath.
Farmer said, "Woofy." Yes, you know all about that.
Empath.
Hey, look.
You really wear your heart on your sleeve, and you feel you're like a sponge.
Maybe
so
that's
if you see me sad or Benny sad.
Okay, listen. Loose Lips, I don't know if she became friends with her for info or what, or how that started. I'm not sure. I just now said, because she was asking about your friendship, and I said, I don't even know how that happened. If it was a friendship or if she was doing it to try to like a undercover type thing. I honestly don't know. She's going to come on here and talk about it. Yeah, she's not saying that she never claimed to be her friend. Let's just let her. I'm not actually. Yeah, let me stop putting words in your mouth because I could be totally off. I'm literally just guessing. I've never even spoken to her privately. I think I just want to allow her to come on and really tell her story, and I'm really interested in it. I really like both of you guys, and please just stop in here, please. Okay. It is distracting, and I just wanted to stop. Like I said, I really like you guys and both of you, and I would appreciate it. Yeah, just stop. And I'm not saying that. Just let me respond to this one for a second and think about this. Wicked West. I don't think she expects everybody to like it. I think she understands people have their reservations and stuff. I think she just wants people to be like not unkind in her chat. And but I think it's more for me anyways, like when I have someone on my show, sometimes I might really be a fan of that person. I may be a friend of them. I may really like them. Sometimes I may not even know them. Sometimes we may continue and have a friendship, and sometimes we won't ever speak again. So hold on. So I think it's more about having him on to kind of hear his perspective and have him tell his story, not really about like, you know what I mean. But that's just me. Happy 420. You just have to, oh my God. Exactly who could become a friend of that, yeah. Oh, thank you, Farmer. You're funny. Shouldn't have to babysit y'all. Nope, I'm done with it. Stop talk. Just stop. Barb, you know, just wait till she comes on here. It's not about her situation tonight, and she's gonna tell us all about it, and we'll get to hear from her mouth because even through chat we cannot truly understand each other. So just wait. Let's drop it and talk about the video. I'm gonna play it for a second and get my kids down here because they just run upstairs and tried to sneak upstairs, and they didn't try. They are upstairs. Johnny, you're not bothering nobody.
You also feel sad. Maybe you don't even know why, but you're picking up their emotion and you're absorbing it like a sponge. That's an empath. You don't even have
definitely
control
me.
of it. And I can tell because you would never put yourself in the situation if you weren't.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
It's a good thing.
I had spent some time, for people that don't know, I spent some time up on the hill. I was up there at the same time Benny went up there because I felt it was a safer option than going there by myself.
Yeah.
So we were up there for about a week, and then I had gone back in January, and, you know, continued to talk to Candace several times a day for very long periods of time, until I didn't anymore.
And that's draining just on the phone. I lived on video calls with them. That is
draining. You don't have time to do your own thing anymore. It just consumes you.
I mean, I would roll right over to a problem that was, you know, their crisis become your emergencies, you know, and it's
absolutely.
Yeah. And it's,
you feel guilty if you don't make it.
Yes. And they know that though.
Yes.
They know that you'll feel
take
that
advantage of it.
They take.
So my opinion on that is, of course, when you're using drinking and you're in the center of this huge, you know, missing child case, your life is going to be chaotic like that. But a lot of it has to do with the drugs and alcohol, which also plays a part in the manipulation factor and the fact that they will take advantage of people. You know.
Take advantage of it. It's like, oh, you don't want to answer when I call you? Well, then I'm not going to answer when you call later on.
Yep.
Weird stuff like that.
Oh, you guys. Wow. You guys, honestly, didn't metal. You know,
no, we're all a team because
we deserve summer home.
Yeah, your perspective, Benny's perspective, my perspective, and anybody else that's been involved in all of this has vital information that the other one doesn't, because Benny and I saw a lot of the same things. We've discussed it behind the scenes to kind of collaborate together and say, what the hell was that? You know, and bounce things off of each other.
To just try to keep going. You know, there's only, like, can you imagine your puppy going missing and you call a bunch of people over and they're like, okay, what did she look like? And you're like, I don't know. Or they say she's white and she was actually brown. And now you run out in the world and you're helping these people, but they've lied to you and they've put a key in your back. And now you go out and they can watch you soldier through like a goon. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's really like running a daycare, like of troubled kids.
Absolutely. Like, I tell you what, like it was like 6 months back to back, 7 months back to back. But I told him when I left, I'll be back. I'll be back after March, after my son's birthday, middle of March, I'll come back. Like, I found every reason in the world to never go back there.
And that was always a problem for her.
Yeah, like this thing would be the thing, and I'd say, I'm not coming. I can't do it. This is not safe. Or a lot of it had to do, I would paint these scenarios like, well, you're talking to these people that are local and you've pissed them off. You can't expect me to come there and have to deal with people that I don't even know you have an issue with, like sneak attack. Like, I'm not going to do that. But it was like, I was looking every day. It would change. Okay, I'm going to go again. I'm going to go again. And then she'd do something else, and I'd be like, it's not safe. I can't do it. Until finally, it was like, who does this lady tell the truth to ever?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think
like who?
Anybody.
That's crazy.
And then you know what, Mr. Mark? It's when you get to that point, you realize that somebody could pass a polygraph by their whole life being a lie.
Wow. That's crazy. I can't wait to hear if you think that she is. You hear me? You're totally fine. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No more passive. No, I've already said, okay, first let me say a couple things. This is the last time I'm addressing this. I'd like for you guys to either be kind to each other or just talk about the video. But Cher never said she was a detective. She does true crime on YouTube, and she's like an investigative journalist. She deals with the families, and she's advocates for people involved in cases regardless. She's a friend of mine. And because of that, I just ask that you guys do not be disrespectful in my chat. I would really appreciate it. He acts like he did something in this case. We all knew the Wells. I don't know anything new from him. That's what I wanted to address. So the lie detector part, a lot of people pass lie detector tests that take like nerve medication and can control that. They don't get that anxious feeling when they lie because they're all medicated out, or they do it so often they don't get that anxious feeling. They literally, it's nothing to them. Yes, SoCal Cat Lady. Oh, God. I try so hard. She is a very good interviewer. I think so too. I think
when you live in a
Cher
lie,
did a great job with Dawn.
Nothing.
Number one,
lie.
I didn't see Cher getting them on her channel all wasted as hell, making a damn fool of themselves, throwing up, even on the toilet. She tried to look out for them and also do the right thing by Summer, and also I just think she did a good job. I don't know. I really do. And then I think she did a good job in the interview, but I've seen other creators treat this family so much worse. Do you guys remember when Cher first started with Dawn, and a lot of the creators were like saying that was, they were so against it and this and that. And now it seems like they've been with so many creators on so many channels. I don't know. People like to have something to complain about, something to talk smack about. You know what I mean? They just do.
It's truthful. It's crazy.
Yep.
Actually, now that you mention that, I'm going to pull up a different video.
Oh, awesome. That sounds fun.
Shannon's up here. She wasn't a part of this, but Benny, you were. I'm going to actually pull up, I think it's...
Narcissist Can. Ooh.
Actually, I did the very first interview always with you guys. We did this as a team always because it wasn't never about
What?
me.
I didn't know that.
Only share putting out the stuff like people like to lie and say. I wanted it
Yeah,
to be
I
a
do
team
too.
thing because I honestly didn't. I knew that this was far too much for me, and I knew that it was never about
Yep,
any one.
exactly.
I don't know what you call us a creator. It's never about any one. It was always about Summer, and we needed as many heads together as we could. That's how we always dealt with it. In fact, if you look back, that's how Benny's always dealt with Summer. It's never been Benny just Benny alone, or people are like Benny had to be the puppet master.
She lives in Canada
Benny's
now.
actually always had a team of people.
Lynn, she's not Canadian. She is now.
And I think that's how
she lives in Canada.
I tried to talk to Mr. Wells. I mean, I didn't say, "Oh, let me peel apart the layers and find Mr. Wells." Like, I just started sending him some videos, and he would look at them, but he would never respond.
Actually,
and I was like, you started that. You're like, "Hey, this is my friend Benny. Like, check him out or whatever."
Yep.
And then like you curated that. And
yeah.
if it weren't for you, like I couldn't have talked to that man on my own.
And it got to the point where
wow, and that's pretty smart, dude. Cher's smart. So to like peek inside of his brain and try to kind of see where he's coming from, what he's thinking, she would send him videos to see how he would respond or what he would say about him and stuff.
If I actually missed your shows, Dawn was taking clips of some of your shows and sending it to me.
Is everything okay, Wicked West? Have a good night.
Like multiple times. I'm like, oh, I didn't even get to watch yet. I'll go watch it now. So it got to the point where, yeah, I was sending him Benny's videos and he's like, oh, I like this dude. Okay, before I pull this video up, because I keep getting this in my head and then I forget. You know how I am. A little bit of weed.
Me too.
But I wanted to ask you about, do you guys feel, you, Benny, because I did just over the phone, and you know, I was invited there. I could have been there if I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I feel as though I was put through an initiation. How do you guys feel? Was there do you feel you guys were put through an initiation?
What does she mean by that?
Initiation. You know what I'm trying to say.
I didn't know that I was,
right.
But I was told that there was a point where when I met with Tim and he was like, you know, you've been called up to the big leagues.
She was born in Canada?
That's the terminology
didn't know that.
used. Oh, and so the big leagues was me, Robin, and the two PIs. So I guess it would have been, 6 or 7 of us with Shannon and a couple others, but
I feel you got used as a pawn later on by Tim. I feel like that was definitely, you were kind of a scapegoat in a way.
Yeah, definitely. There's something going on online that would disrupt the family, or that would disrupt something, made Tim feel a certain way. It just mentioned like, hey, kind of,
but I feel you got used as a pawn later on by Tim. I feel like that was
Tim. And
was there do you feel invited
there? I need to hear that again. I'm zoning out.
Yeah.
I feel as though I was put through an initiation. How do you guys feel? Was there do you feel you guys were put through an initiation? You know what I'm trying to say.
I didn't know that I was,
right.
But I was told that there was a point where when I met with Tim and he was like, you've been called up to the big leagues. That's the terminology he used.
Oh,
and
what?
So the big.
Oh, Tim Mullen, the creepiest creep of all creeps. Sorry, buddy. Hate to tell you, but the way that
big leagues was me, Robin, and the two PIs. So I guess it would have been, 6 or 7 of us with Shannon and a couple others, but
I feel you got used as a pawn later on by Tim. I feel like that was definitely, you were kind of a scapegoat in a way.
Yeah, definitely. There's something going on online that would disrupt the family or
That's just so interesting. Tim's entire role in this is very interesting to me. The fact that he inserted himself, the Wells actually turned down. I wondered why on that recording, when she says, is it standard for families to get a media manager, the police officer, a YouTuber called the police station? He said, yeah, but they haven't listened to us so far. So talking about Dawn and Candace, they don't do what police tell them. They have not been cooperating. They don't listen. They don't. That came straight from his mouth. Well, I always wondered why he said that, because Tim Mullen, and we found this out a couple weeks ago, but I think when Candace was on the Glare, she mentioned it. Tim Mullen came up to them at a vigil for summer, and he inserted himself in this. And now when Candace talks about him, she says she doesn't want a media manager. She don't need one. She wants nothing to do with him. And besides, when he was around, he dealt with Dawn. So I don't know.
that would disrupt something, made Tim feel a certain way. You just mentioned, like,
Tim.
hey, kind of like the old mafia shit. Like,
I don't know, Bella.
Have something happen, make something happen. Like, make that go away. And that's what I go and make it go away. Come on and be a monster.
I do that too sometimes.
Yeah,
so
everybody
definitely
needs
felt
a
like I
villain.
was initiated
To be a creepy creeper.
Like you had to work your way in the game,
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's, and you guys, that's not good.
That is weird. There's just so, she told me as well he was only Dawn's manager. Tim is sus. I just can't go down any more rabbit holes. I was reading above it the Robin comment at the same time. I know. Hey, sis Vicious. I probably won't be on here much longer because I thought mine were going to lay in bed and be good and get ready to go to bed. And they've taken advantage of the situation. I think Robin seen there was no saving them. Wow. Do you think it felt like Robin had more of a, was she closer to Dawn than Candace? Dawn, Candace, and Grandis Abandis. Lipsy, I'll leave that. Got Angel. The struggle is real.
When Candace mentions having uppers, from your guys'
Now remember
experience,
that?
would you consider Tim?
And when we hear her mention it, it is about the phone. No, it's about the search, actually. Is it the phone or the search? Because they're right together around the same time. And she says, yeah, it's about the search. Because later she's questioned about that. And she says she meant the lawyers. And I thought, no, I don't believe. Besides, you said you didn't have a lawyer when police said you did. And now the lawyers have told you not to let anyone search your property like that. But oh, wait, she said it about the search and about, didn't she? Because she said that she gave the phone to the uppers, maybe. I don't know. There's been so much crap happen, and it's getting late. But y'all let me know.
Question him as being an upper, or he ain't smart enough.
Well,
okay.
When the phone came into the play after Don was locked up for the probation violation, he had the phone for what they say is about a 2-week period, where he worked the information in the phone, got it off, extracted it, got it off. And then once I found out about the phone, it was 3 weeks later. And I'm like, okay, so you turned all that stuff in, right? And he's like, oh, no, well, I have it if they ask for it. And I mean, well, hold on. Like, you mean you didn't take the stuff off the phone so you could run it to the police? And that wasn't it. And so, I don't know, just Tim.
I still have a ton of suspicion around that whole incident as well. Thank you, Pink Dahlia. Oh, thank you. Wolfie needs food and sleep. Hey, Nikki. She has no say. Ooh. Oh, wow. What a good point, Mandy. Because Don's in jail. He doesn't have those rights now, right? Oh. A week or so after Don went to jail, Benny went live and said he had it downloaded. He was in on it, but is blaming all Tim now. Huh. Law enforcement isn't interested. Hey, Judy.
I still like he tricked. I feel like he tricked me. Like I really feel like he tricked me. He's smart, and he tricked me into
Who, Tim?
believing potentially that maybe he's somebody he's not. I don't know, but like it just is very strange. You know, like he definitely projected this very decent and he seemed very decent, very honest until the phone thing fell apart. And then when the phone thing fell apart, you know, stuff started coming to me from the PIs, and I'm like, whoa. I didn't, you know, I didn't do that, or I didn't even know about that. You know, it was just.
So I would like to know, are these PIs hired to help find Summer? And who hired them? Her name is not on the property, right? Yeah, smart, Mandy. Candace can't do anything with the property. Have a short on most of it. Yeah, that's another thing. Talking with Loose Lips has done some awesome little videos on the property and very detailed on the history of the property and things like that. I remember we watched one of those. Yeah, that is interesting. I think law enforcement knows more. Because the Casey Anthony case, straight up arrested her ass for lying to police. Yeah, all these people are still free. Yeah, I do too. I just think they don't think they have enough to get a guilty verdict yet. Hey, Johnny, glad you're back. I don't know, because who's paying them? They told me in a text they are not PIs. They are only friends. Oh, you know what I bet they are? Wait. We just had that lady. Wait. The two ladies that went on Ernie's show for Candace. We talked about it on my channel. We went through some of it. Are those the PIs? Because those ladies have Facebook groups, true crime Facebook groups, I assume. And because I haven't been over there. So are they trying to find Summer? Wouldn't it be cool to have a real PI on this? Because they don't have to do everything with the yellow tape that law enforcement officers do. Hey, Lex Luthor. I would love to know more about these PIs. You hear about them all the time, but
very awkward.
See, and I saw a whole different side of Tim, and I didn't consider him one of the uppers that people are talking about.
No.
I almost instantly knew when Candace had made the comment about that she gave the phone to the uppers. I think a lot of people automatically assumed also that it was the PIs. And then when I spoke to Candace on the phone prior to our fallout, I had said to her, I said, well, what the hell's the big deal about the phone? You know,
that's a good point, Adana.
Right. And I said, well, you know, she's like, I don't know. I don't even know what phone they're talking about. And then I said, what are they going to do with that phone? And she said, I don't know what they're going to do. Or I said, I'm sorry. I said, what are the PIs going to do with the phone? She said, I don't know what they're going to do with it. So there you know that she
tells on herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because it was almost like a flip on the script and she didn't even pay attention to it.
Remember when script is mentioned quite a few times throughout this too. Everything I said, I can show you. I cannot wait for you to come on. That's going to be awesome. Please email me. Don't forget. Same here. I think it would be too circumstantial. I just can't figure out why they aren't applying more pressure unless they have what they need and are just organizing for a DA grand jury. And there's a grand jury convening currently. Now, I know I've seen other cases. What was the one that Why don't you talk to me like Lexi said? Hey, Ashley. I don't know how I said it. I was just being silly. PI works pro bono. And how will they get paid? Oh, Farmer, thank you for coming and hanging out. And I can't wait to see pictures of all the little babies. She's had 4 baby cows today. All right, you guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up for now. We've been on here for a bit. And like I said, my kids have used this to not do what they're supposed to do. They always do that. It's like if you have little kids, you know exactly what I mean. They'll be being really good. And then like you have a phone call and then they're like, wah, running through the house, like sneaking stuff while you're not looking and just being like raising all kinds of hell. All kinds of it. Actually, let's play it for like the end of I want him to finish his thought before I end it though. Just because it feels weird. Well, he actually did.
Pennington asked, I don't know where that comment went.
She wanted to know, Benny, what you meant when you said that she was part of the inner circle.
Yeah. I don't know.
So it definitely there's a balance.
Thank you,
right? And the balance was this thing that when they said, okay, you've been called up kind of deal. I was, they kept explaining to me like this balance. There's this balance. It takes this balance to keep them going. And I keep hearing Tim say balance, and I'm like, this guy is just bat poop crazy. And then when I got there and I saw the inside of it, it was like there is a balance. Like you can if you flick the symbol, everything just drops right off of it. And I think you see that now. Like, so the inner circle
that
was
picture
like
on the screen. Did y'all see that? If people look at that,
symbol,
this is a real thing.
Just
people do this, like it's to make their tongue like a snake's tongue. And shoot, do you see it? Let me see. Ow.
Drops right off of it. And I think you see that now.
Ow, that looks so painful.
Like, so the inner circle was like you had the PIs, and then you had Tim, and you had Robin, and then you had Benny, and you had Shannon. And that just created this sort of false sense of security for them, I think, where we could sort of keep an environment cultured for them where they could make it through the next day. But
oh my God, how incredibly sick and toxic and gross and weird. And just because essentially what everyone in that circle is doing, and not just because they're like taking on this public, Benny's taking care of a lot of YouTube rumors, and Robin is, helping with this or that, or Tim's helping with this. I could see how they would feel more protected, and that's not a good thing really, because they could have spiraled out of control long before now, probably, if they didn't have that. Hey, psych sound off. No basement in the shed. Oh, thank you, His Sally, my Jack. These two aren't helping me at all. Ooh, Maggie, really? Thank you. I like the green ones too. I used like 4 different colors of green. Well, I used turquoise, lime green, regular green, and this like pastel greenish, like it's kind of a lime green too, but a little different. It's way more cute. I don't know. It's just different than the first one. Like a dark lime green and a really like yellowish lime green. I don't know, really bright neon. But they all kind of, a lot of them blended together. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. I didn't do the shaving cream. I didn't because we didn't have any. But anyways, hey Nikki, hey Melissa. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. It was fun to do a late night stream. It's been a while. Yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have a good night. He tried to get Michael Monkey. Yes, I did. I listened to this in the morning as I slept, and it was so good. Yes, Amanda, it is really good. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, wow, this was a really good interview. It was just the vibe of it. Like, Cher did a good job. She asked interesting questions, and I think that I learned a few things. Like, I still think my biggest takeaway was that first part where he talks about when law enforcement came and stuff, but all right. You guys have sweet dreams, and I'll see you soon. And thank you to my mods, and thank you to my chat. And yeah, love you guys. Bye. Happy 420. It's almost over.